to it. Sorry, I had to go for a few minutes there. Wherever you are, you're in Switzerland, or you're in Guam, the United Kingdom, wherever you are tonight, I was talking about Russia and the connection. And watch the Rachel Maddow show, MSNBC. Google it on YouTube or wherever you catch Rachel Maddow at. Look for MSNBC. Rachel Maddow. Look for the show that she did a couple of days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. I think it was a Thursday morning show. But I can assure you it was either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. She did a show in which she discussed Rex Tillerson. And the whole point being, if I can nutshell it for you, Tillerson was not even in the running to become Secretary of State. If you recall it, it was all about Rudy Giuliani and a few other people, to include but not limited to Mitt Romney. And initially, the chief speculation was that Giuliani had it locked, stock and barrel. Giuliani was going to be his Secretary of State, and as Newt Gingrich and a few others were passed on as possibilities. But to be fair and to be honest, Giuliani was like an attack dog for Donald. If you let Giuliani tell it, Donald could do no wrong. Everything Donald did, Giuliani had an excuse for it. He was like an alibi witness. He vouched for almost any and everything Donald did. Donald was basically a guy that walked on water if you let Giuliani tell it. And so everybody figured that since Giuliani, was a U.S. attorney and was a mayor of New York, ran for president a few times, that the natural inclination, one would be inclined to believe that Giuliani would get the job. Although I don't like Giuliani and I don't like anything he stands for, I think he's a white supremacist and a few other things that I don't want to elaborate about at this juncture. So far as qualifications on paper were concerned, Giuliani was qualified to be Secretary of State. He didn't get it. Rachel is discussing how out of nowhere it caught everybody off guard that Donald suddenly decides to make Rex Tillerson his Secretary of State. A man who, mind you, Donald had never laid his eyes on. They had never met. Donald had never met Rex Tillerson. And you got to listen to her. She'll be much more succinct and precise in prosecuting the case for why this is very suspicious. Tillerson was the CEO of ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil has attempted to get approval to do some digging and pass some kind of project in Russia for the past 10 years, or 6 or 7 years, I should say. President Barack Obama put sanctions on Russia and disallowed it. And this cost ExxonMobil billions and billions and billions with a B of dollars. And Donald has some kind of interest in the oil industry in Russia. And just out of nowhere, after we find out about the suspected collusion between Donald's campaign and Putin and Russia, out of nowhere, just ironically, just by happenstance, Donald decides to nominate a man who has never been in politics, whom Donald has never met, his Secretary of State. And this Secretary of State, lo and behold, happens to be one of the only Americans who has ever basically been knighted by Putin. He received Russia's highest civilian award for a non-Russian 2 years ago. That's too much there, ladies and gentlemen. That's too much there. This is really beyond suspicion now. There's something in the milk that's not clean. Google Rex Tillerson. Google Rachel Maddow, MSNBC show, and listen to it and see what you think after it is over. In the meantime, let me take a moment to remind you, this is a little public service announcement. I am the pastor of Yes We Can Worship Center Yes We Can Worship Center is located at 5857 South Central Avenue, Suite 180. We're at the corner of South Central and Slauson. We are behind CVS Drugstore. We're right next door to Cricket. We have services every Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. You are cordially invited and welcomed to attend Yes We Can Worship Center every Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Thank you, Jesus. At 5857 South Central Avenue, Suite 180, on the corner of South Central and Slauson. 213-377-8681 is our phone number. 213-377-8681 is our phone number. I would also like to mention to you that I have written, published, and authored 22 books, to include The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice, Creating Monsters, American Dream, A Search for Justice, Kids Killing Kids, Why They Hate Obama, Why Republicans Go to Hell, and many, many, many other books. Please look on Amazon.com or go to your local bookstore. Google Sherman D. Manning and get a copy of one of my books. From the Palace to the Prison is another one of my books. These are books that I believe will bless you and elucidate politics and the criminal justice system and other things for you. Take a look on Amazon.com and get one of my books. See you Friday night at Yes We Can. But anyway, back to Donald. There's something going on with him in Russia. And the fear is that a guy this cavalier about war, a guy this narcissistic, a guy this arrogant, a guy this egotistical, a guy this boyish, with the kind of mindset and mentality that he has, could lead us into World War III at the stroke of a pen or at the drop of a hat. And I know that some of you listening really are not interested in religion, and you're not interested in God and church and things of that nature, and you want a separation between church and state. I get all of that. But I'll say that for the ones of us who do believe in God, if you've ever prayed before, you better get on your knees right now and pray for this country, and pray for this president, and pray for world peace, peace on earth and goodwill toward men. Ask God to help us. I'll be back later on with another podcast. In the meantime and in between time, don't forget, 213-377-8681 is my phone number. The number to Yes We Can Worship Center. Again, it is 213-377-8681. That's the phone number to our church. Come and see us at Yes We Can Worship Center, 5857 South Central Avenue, Suite 180. 5857 South Central Avenue, Suite 180, at the corner of South Central and Slauson, every Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sherman D. Manning. Go to Facebook. Join our group, Yes We Can Worship Center. Pray for me. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you.